Hey everyone, it's Manav, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about how to build a six-figure high-ticket coaching business, a step-by-step blueprint, and it is gonna have like everything from like client acquisition to like belief shifting, and this is like one of the really best parts. And then tools of war in this, like you will learn about how people work, how humans work, how their brain works. It's gonna be really deep knowledge. Then attention generation and nurturing process, and like then like how to convert that attention. So basically just everything you would need to build a six-figure high-ticket online coaching business, right? And talking about like credentials, if someone can speak this much on a topic, believe me, like they know their thing, right? So without like any ado, let's just begin. So first thing is like client acquisition, first principles. So the thing is like this is stranger in your niche, and this is the bubble around him, which is called like stranger bubble, or you can call it like customer bubble. And this stranger in your niche, they are made of like pains, desires, dreams, humiliations, latent conditions, goals, beliefs, and a frick lot of more things, right? So well, these are like the main ones. So basically what happens is like they think like the stranger in your niche, they think that this is their reality, right? They think that this is their reality, in which like just everything's basically just comes like subconscious to them, right? But in reality what happens is like when they are born, everyone have different experiences, and like then they have like different needs. So like, well, let me just finish this, right? And then they have like assumptions, conclusions from all these things, and then they have beliefs formed around it, and then they think that is the reality. So for example, like if someone experienced hunger in their child, so their need would be like food, and like their assumptions would be like almost like all of the world goes through it, and then their conclusion would be like people don't have money, and then their belief would be somewhat related to that, right? And this is basically the reality that is like kind of unknowable, right? So like this is like basically it. And like what I wanted to tell you is like to really like create video that gets this person's attention who is gonna give you money. You have to know a lot more about them, like you have to know like what beliefs do they have, like like, and if possible like like you have to understand like why do they have those beliefs to its absolute core. That is why like it is important for you to do the research. So for example, like you're watching this video, and I kind of had made this like current situation of you, which is like something no one would really like, either cause of content or conversion. They are not landing high ticket clients, right? Which is true, which is why you're watching this video. They are frustrated because like they have done so many tweaks but nothing seems to be working. And like then I've got all these things which are like kind of related to that. So people usually call it stimuli, or I like to call it like tools of war. So the thing is like if you do shit research, you will have a shit weapon, and you're going into war with unfair advantage. And believe me, like this is like freaking unfair, and then if you do like dangerous research, you will have dangerous weapon, and you will go into war with unfair advantage, right? So that is the keyword, advantage. So this is like basically your battlefield, right? The reason I'm using all these words is because like it will be easy for you to visualize, which means like it will be easy for you to understand, right? So this is like stranger in your niche with pain or problem, and they have this like customer bubble, which is again like made of these like pains, desires, dreams, and all these things, right? Then you have like Instagram to get their attention, and then you have YouTube to nurture them, and then you have strangers in your niche with pain slash problem gone after they pay you money and they become your client, and you help them to relieve their pain, right? So at a basic level, this is your game, right? You do insane deep market research on strangers in your niche and deduce their pains, humiliations, problem, latent triggers, and all these things. Then based on what you have discovered, you expose them to these tools of war to get their attention, right? So like let's just say like I'm creating some reel on Instagram. I would probably like use all this knowledge, maybe some of it, to create hooks of it, right? So then once you have get their attention, what happens is like you basically build trust in them, proving something like I can help you relieve you from the pain you're experiencing, and you just have to hammer them with value, right? So like the reason I'm creating this video is because like I'm showing you that I can help you get high ticket clients from your coaching business, and I'm hammering you with value, right? So once you trust enough with me, you're gonna book the call from the link in the description, right? Then once you have, why the fuck is it happening, right? Once you have got like this nurture them, then you just make them aware that there is a booking link in the description, and if they are serious about changing their life, right? So yeah, again, like, like, once I told you that, like, I can help you sign at least 10 new high ticket clients in the next 120 days, then like there is a link in the description that is going to help you book more calls, and only book call if you are serious enough to take action, right? So you do insanely good service delivery and actually change their life. If not, then like it might sting, but like you don't deserve their money yet, right? So at a really basic level, this is your battlefield, and then now we're gonna go in detail like on each of these things, on like how it works and all these things, right? So now we have belief shifting, and this is like really powerful section. So like, open your mind and all these things. Yeah, let's just begin with it, right? So any creator or video you watch is consciously or subconsciously shifting your belief, right? So since I began in this video, I subconsciously made you believe that if you have to win in this game, you have to do insane deep market research, right? So just as an example, right? So whether it is me or like anyone else, the thing is like they are either consciously trying to shift your beliefs or they are subconsciously trying to do it. Their intentions behind the video / idea determines if they are helping you or manipulating you, right? Now a lot of these guys, like, they try and manipulate you. So for example, like, if you are aware of the copywriting boom in this space, what happened was like they made you believe that if you write emails you can make like 5 figures per month. Were they helping you or manipulating you? For some time people made it, but like after that it was just like kind of manipulation, right? If I'm being honest. The reason I'm telling you all this is because like in this section I'm gonna try and shift your beliefs, and I want you to be conscious of it, because like until you make your unconscious conscious, it will just like direct your life and you will call it fate. So like if you watch this whole video without being conscious, you will have shifted your belief and you wouldn't even know how, which is why like it is important for you to like understand it. So also to help you from other creators, when someone is manipulating you, there are 3 particular pillars involved behind it, guaranteed. Like without this it is impossible for them to manipulate you. So these 3 are the pillars, which is like number 1, speaker. Usually the one who speaks more got better chances of manipulating you, and in this space like all you are doing is just consuming, which is like it becomes insanely easy to manipulate, right? Then second thing is like try to shift your belief. If it's for personal profit, it's manipulation. If it's to help society as a whole or market as a whole, then it is to help, right? And then the third thing is like enemy. They will try and blame something on someone, right? So yeah, so next time you watch any video, be conscious of this, and this is just to like protect yourself, get this in your mind, nothing more than that, right? So without any ado, let's just begin now. So just like any other system on this planet, there are few requirements of this system you must fulfill in order to get desired results from it, right? So number 1 is like intense action driven work. I'm gonna break your belief now, right? This is my own video in which I said like how to sign high ticket clients so fast it feels illegal. And this is like everyone sees like who is he, and he said like easiest way to get high ticket clients in 2025. What happens is like these are just gimmicks that I have used, and along with me almost everyone has used, maybe even you as a high ticket coach, to get attention, right? And these are not true. I mean like the thing, wait, let me just like tell you this first. What happens is like if someone is telling you fast or easy, it's just like by this point you might have realized that it is just like marketing tactics. There is nothing fast or easy, there is just intense and pure work, right? If you do not work, nothing can save you. I mean like if you hop on a call with Alex Hormuzzi and he gives you all the information he knows, and if you still don't take action, it is not his fault, it is just like you're not taking enough action, right? So to do this intense driven work every single day, I'm gonna give you some like knowledge on how you can do it, right? So number 1 thing is like you will wake up with different moods every single day, but you have to do the same action you did yesterday, no matter your emotional condition. So the thing is like you will someday wake up with a fight with maybe your partner, right? Maybe you someday wake up with debt in your bank account, right? Or maybe you someday wake up with, I don't know, maybe negative comments on your YT video. So the thing is like this is like kind of emotional frequencies, and basically you just have to stay in this state, right? You just have to stay in neutrality, because like look, anything like happiness and sadness, they are just like temporary emotions, and what happens is like if you act according to your emotions, basically like you will never be able to work, right? So you will still wake up with millions of different problems each day, but you just gotta stay in the neutral frequency, and this breeds consistency, right? So yeah, that was like pretty much it about it. Now there is a second thing: continuous detachment from results. Now Krishna says this, that you're only entitled to the action but never to the fruits of it. Now a lot of people in this space, like they say like detach from metrics of YouTube videos, or like they would say like detach from, I don't know, maybe like comments you get on the YT video. But like I would say, bro, like detach from money yourself. And look, bro, I know like it kind of seems like shitty thing, but the thing is like until and unless like like you detach yourself from money, you would never be able to truly provide value without controlling it, right? So the reason I can provide this much value is because like I don't really care about how many views this video gets, right? And I don't really care how many people make money from this, because like this is what I'm supposed to do, and it is why I'm doing it, right? So let me just like explain it to you in a good way. So the thing is like, this is you as a child and this is me as a child, right? And what happens is like there is leash on our neck as a child with all these emotions, right? So we have got like ego, pride, hate, anger, happiness, sadness, and a freak lot more, right? So what happens is like, the reason you are attached to these things, which is like money and recognition, and believe me, like bro, everyone is, even I am to some degree, right? And yeah, so like one day you wake up and like let's just say like your bank account is like $10,000 low. Do not let it affect you, right? So here's a quick fix for it. Whenever you are working, become conscious of your emotions and try not to act from it. As simple as that, right? So whenever you are creating YouTube videos, try and not let your ego come in between, try and not let your pride come in between. And yeah, whenever you are working, like do not let a message, a Stripe notification determine like how many hours you're gonna work today. Just work regardless, right? And now the third thing is like, to make the system run, you have to provide heavy value. Basically value is kind of currency, right? But like in all honesty, if you can't help someone relieve them from their pain, you don't yet deserve their money, right? But also the caveat is like, only providing value will like never make you rich, which is why like we gotta go in detail about it further. Yeah, so like that was the belief shifting part, and it is really important for you to like detach yourself from these emotions, right? Now the next thing is like tools of war, and this is like really really powerful. And I know I said that before, but like this really is, right? So this is not like a physical war but a mental war, in which your weapons are like persuasion, intent. And the thing is like, people usually sense it subconsciously, so do not think that like you can run away from it. And then there is like authenticity and clever framing of words, right? So now to persuade, you obviously gotta know your target, right? So this is your target, but like in a positive way, obviously. And this is like stranger in your niche, and again like the diagram that I explained. So now let me like explain it really deeply. What happens is like, people are grown up with certain experiences and from those experiences they like they have assumptions, and then they have like conclusions from those experiences, assumptions, heard stories, watched YouTube videos, and all those things, right? And then they form beliefs from all these things, right? All the mixture of these three things. And then whatever reality is made from their beliefs, they find it to be true, right? So just to give you an example, for example, so just to give you an example, right? So in my experience, what happened was like, all these big YouTubers with like a channel with 100,000 subs, they created new channel with like in which they had like lower subscribed people, right? And what happened was like, I built an assumption from it that like maybe this would be making them more money, right? And when my conclusion became from all these things, my experiences and my assumption was like that authentic videos sells, right? And then I formed a belief around it, and belief really got stronger after I watched more and more YouTube videos with this same belief, and I found it to be true, right? So this is kind of me or maybe you, right? And they believe that, you know, like authentic YouTube videos, books, calls, right? So this is like just the reality that they think to be true, right? But like in all honesty, like what is this unknowable reality, right? We really should know about this, right? So like what the frick actually is this reality? And this reality is just perspective, right? So yeah, I have made an example here. If you make 10k per month and someone makes like 5k per month, instantly you would think that he makes less money than me, right? But on the flip side, he's 5 years younger than you, he's from a third world country, and now tell me, like, does he make more than you or less than you? Like, let's just say like he's 20 years old and making, you know, like what, $5,000 per month, and you are 25 and you are making like 10k per month. What were you making at his age, you know? So it is just like perspective on where you look it from, and you know, it is like really important. So here's how to, you know, like use this knowledge. This is person in your niche, and this, imagine this as a wall, right? This is a wall, and this is what they believe to be their reality, right? For example, but in your view, this is the reality behind the wall. So all you gotta do is just shatter the wall, you know, I mean, just shatter it and give enough proof so that they believe that this is reality, right? So people first believed that edited videos, Iman Gati edited kind videos works well. And when people gave enough proof of people that, hey, look, if you know, like create authentic videos, you're gonna make more money, you're gonna book more calls. So people shifted to that, right? But just to make things clear, this wall is actually their limiting beliefs. So in reality, like, this is not a wall, this is their limiting beliefs. And to show them the reality, you have to shatter their limiting beliefs, which is why, like, again, it is important for you to do the market research and, you know, do all those things. So your goal is to understand them insanely deeply, their pain, belief, desires, egos, pride, and all these things, so that you can understand their wall, which is limiting belief, clearly, and leverage them to provide value and relieve them from their pain. And this knowledge, bro, like, it is really important. I will say that almost no one is talking about it. So like, do not use it unethically or it will backfire you 10x harder, right? And I really mean it. So the next thing is attention generation. So in my opinion, this is like probably Instagram is probably the best platform to, you know, like generate attention. So what type of content to actually produce on Instagram, right? In my opinion, bro, like, you know, it is stupidly simple. Just model the structures of your competitors who are getting results, and basically more comments is equal to better content post, right? So in the thing I'm doing, I would probably look up to Charlie Morgan and some guys who are like bit smaller but getting good results, right? So this is like some of the reels of Charlie Morgan. So I would probably model something from this and create content that people freak with, right? So, you know, like, basically, in my opinion, bro, like, content is really simple. But here comes the fun part, which is like how to actually convert followers to clients, right? So first thing, or like first way to do it is through story sequences, right? And an example of like Charlie Morgan's story sequence, he does something really good, you know. He never ever, you know, like post big blocks of text at once. He just put like small text at once, which means, like, you know, like they're really easy to absorb. And yeah, you know, like story sequences are pretty much simple. And once you give them a keyword, now here is the key part. Once they DM you your keyword, in this case it's script, what will happen is like some AI like mini chat. You can use some AI like mini chat to put an automated reply, right? So here's the key part. If you're directing them towards a YouTube video, you have to make sure that they feel special, right? And basically, like, if you direct them towards YouTube video, it's probably one of the best things you can do, right, to nurture them. But you have to make them feel special. To do this, you can either, you know, like give the link of the video via Drive, something like this, you know. So Charlie does this. Here is his pitch, even though he says that he hates pitch and all these things, but you know, like, it is kind of. And then what he did was like he just uploaded his YouTube video on Google Drive, and it's just, you know, like he gave it link. So people thought that, you know, like he gave them something special that not everyone would have access to, right? And people feel special, and you know, like this is one way to go about it. Now second way to go, like to convert followers to client is like inbound DM system. Just look at it like cold outreach but to warm leads, right? So I'm gonna give you like key points, not a script, because like Charlie says this, which is like people see like monkey see monkey do. So like really don't want that. So here are like key points. Just interrupt their pattern. How you can do it, I don't know, but like I heard this like funny thing from a guy. What happened was like he was getting outreached again and again, and what happened was like like this guy was sending him outreach again and again, and at the end when like he really thought that this guy is not looking at my outreach message, what he did was like so the person he was outreaching to, he uploaded his story, and like this guy who was outreaching, he replied to his story saying, if you don't open this message you are gay. Right? So like it is kind of funny, but like it worked, and he got a reply from him, and I don't know if it was like negative reply or positive reply, but it happened, right? And then second thing is like be honest that you're selling them something, because like believe me, they can sense it from miles away, right? And CTA, right? So any outreach is just like exchange of value. And yeah, so like key to any outreach is the perfect mixture of volume and value. Yeah, so like not just volume or not just value, but perfect mixture of both of it, right? So I think bro, like if you do it, it is like more than enough for Instagram, right? And since you have now got attention, here's how to convert this attention, and the best method everyone knows, it's YouTube, right? So let's just begin with it. Beginner YouTube channels, right? Look, everyone knows there are three type of content. Top of the funnel, which is like broader topic to get ideas/views. Alex Hormozzi's most popular video. Generally these are most popular videos, right? And then this is like the middle of funnel content, and this act as a bridge between like the top of funnel audience and potential clients. Basically it's a filter that filters random audience to potential clients, right? And then we have like bottom of funnel to book calls content like this. Now look, this might hurt, but like you have to earn the right before you actually sell something to someone. For example, like my channel is new, right? Which is why like I cannot come up and start saying that, trust me, I know my stuff, book a call with me. But I do know, and you can book a call, but like I cannot come like this, right? I have to show that I know my stuff from videos like these, and then in between maybe I suggest like, if you don't want to do all the like market research, in-depth audience research, and if you don't want to worry about Instagram attention, and then you don't want to worry about YouTube, what you can do is like book a call with me and let your money work for you, right? So this is what I can do, something like like something like this in between the video. And yeah, so for beginner channels, like your first few videos should only focus on providing value, and often focused on broader topics that reach more audience, right? Which is why like topic of this video, it is focused like to reach broad audience. I don't know how many views this video gets, but just like target for that, because in the beginning YouTube doesn't know shit about like who you're creating content for. So by hammering the same type of keywords and targeting the same audience, you will let YouTube know that push my content towards these audience, right? Which is why like you would get impressions like these. I hate the views because like it had low views, but whatever. Now do not bounce niches. If you post 10 videos and YouTube doesn't know who to push it to, you will get nowhere, and that is truth, right? So one audience, one problem, and 20 videos straight, right? So that was it for the beginner channel, like kind of pretty much really easy. People make it difficult, I don't know why. And now this is the thing for established channel. Understand your market as well as you can. Sounds really corny, cliche, but this is the truth, right? If you are selling with authenticity, this is your weapon, right? This is what you have to do. So again, like this is pushing your niche, this is your limiting belief, and this is your belief, which is why like they have to believe this to really book a call or buy from you. So you have to shatter their limiting belief, and once you shatter it, you book a call, right? So but I'm still gonna give you like things that can almost instantly you can start seeing results without losing your authenticity. So begin the video with 30-40 seconds of intro. Probably you can model someone like who is doing well in your niche. Should include something like, hey everyone, it's one of, and in today's video we're gonna be discussing about whatever, and why is it important for them to watch right now, right? this should be done with just your face on the computer screen for this, right? Like no computer screen for this. So something like this, you know, no Miro board right now. Then your Miro board comes in and you start with value and connect each point and show why they're important. End the video with just informing that there is a link in the description through which they can book a call, and you know, like say something like, if you don't want to do this all, I will do this all for you. And yeah, you will save months and months of your time from like trial and error, you know. So yeah, that was really it for YouTube channel. Really easy and first principles. So you know, like I hope it really helped. But now let's just move on to the conversion system. And now, you know, like in the beginning I told you, where the fuck did it go, that a value heavy system. Now this comes in handy, right? Once you have done all this work, now you don't have to worry a lot about conversion, right? Basically a Calendly link in the description is all you need. And to, you know, like qualify them, well, in my thing, you know, like I would probably look up to someone like Charlie Morgan, and this is his questions, right? So I would probably something model like this, right? Do not copy it, you know, but yeah, you know, like if I wanted to, you know, like I can model something like this, right? But let me just go through the sales system, which is like basically just like guiding a human that now trust you to make a decision. That is all you gotta do now, and you have done the hard part. This is like just pushing them through the fence, right? Basically you have a sales manager and their basic pay is like 1 to 3k plus like 1.5 to 3% of the entire offer. And then you have like closer get 10% and setter get like 5%. This is what like standard is. And then, you know, like basically just like if you include base pay plus bonus, this works well. Now if, you know, like the warm lead have booked the calls but not just ready for it yet, this is what you can do. This is the automated action and this is manual action. This automated is like it sends almost immediately, which is like redirect to pre-call assets, which could be a qualifying video and all these things, right? And manual action would be like to qualify prospects and confirms calls over phone. 24 hours before it, we just, you know, like automate a mail reminder, testimonials. And here in after the phone call, you know, like we can just send them a VSL in the DMs or whatever. Now after, you know, like you have sent them mail 24 hours, then this is like 12 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour, right? So basically just like mail, text, testimonial, all these things, not really, you know, like not really rocket science, you know. And on the flip side, this is like, you know, after the phone call and then 3 hours before the call, 1 hour before the call, and then 15 minutes before the call, right? And this set, like this thing basically Setter does it, right? So I think, like this is really the best system to, you know, like build a 6-figure high ticket coaching business. And by the way, there is a link in the description that you can book a call with. And you know, like I would, either way we work together or not, I would try my best to help you suggest the next right move, and you know, like just help you scale as fast as humanly possible. And yeah, that was it for the video. If you like it, there is a button for it below and you can subscribe to it. And really important thing, if you have a video idea in your mind, just comment it down below, and if I would have any knowledge around it, I would try my best to make video on it, right? So yeah, that was it for the video. See you in the next one.